Hello, and welcome to this Tea Break Talk. I'm Jessica from Hull Libraries, and today I'm talking with Lisa Hilder from Winner, the Preston Road Women's Centre. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Jessica.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work with the Winner Centre?
Yes, so I've been involved with Preston Road Women's Centre for more than 20 years now. We originated as part of the Preston Road New Deal for Communities regeneration programme, which started in the year 2000. And my current role is treasurer on the management committee, but I've played a lot of roles in the centre. And I was the first paid worker to be recruited way back when, in 2000. What we do at the centre is provide a whole range of services for women and children, aimed at helping them through crisis and helping them to achieve their full potential. And a large part of the work we do is helping women and children who've been affected by domestic violence and abuse. So we have a specialist domestic abuse support team. We have more than 200 properties dotted around the city of Hull where we can house women who are fleeing violence and abuse. We have a very active volunteering programme where women can come and give their time and learn skills and confidence. We have a very busy young women's support project and service that helps young women who have either grown up in abusive households or who are falling into abusive relationships in their teens. We have a nursery on site for 18 0 to 5s, a charity shop, and we have our own family law firm, Affordable Justice, which was established in 2016. And we do all this from our beautiful purple house on Preston Road, which is actually purple, green and white, the colours of the suffragette movement. And we decided to paint the house purple, green and white in tribute and honour to the suffragettes and to signify our feminist principles and feminist framework of working. But it also has the happy consequence that it's a very striking building, and you definitely can't miss it if you're looking for it. So it's a very busy charity, very busy centre. As I say, my role is treasurer and trustee, and I help out with generating funds and different income streams to keep all the services going. So yes, that's it in a nutshell.
That's such a wide and varied amount of services provided. It's incredible. Can you give me some idea of the scale of the importance of providing those sort of services to the city?
Well, absolutely. So unfortunately, still in the 21st century, there are between 2 and 3 women murdered every week in the UK by a former partner or a current partner. And that's a shocking statistic. It's also true that 1 in 4 women at some point in their lives will be in an abusive relationship. And what that translates to locally is that there are more than 25,000 women in Hull who are currently living in a violent relationship, and more than 19,000 children. So it's incredibly important that our services are there to support them through those situations and to help them leave if that's what they're ready to do. I can't stress how important it is, because the abuse and the oppression that women are suffering is still rife today. And what we provide is a safe place and an opportunity for those women to get through their crises and to build a more positive life, recognising their own skills and talents and abilities, and move on to a life that's safe and free from violence and abuse.
So the services that you're providing are there for the children and the mother, if there are children in the situation as well. So you support the whole of the kind of unit
The whole family.
the whole family. Yeah,
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so women can contact us either through our website, www.purplehouse.co.uk, or on the phone, or in non-COVID times, they can just drop in to the centre and they can talk to somebody in a way that's private and confidential. And if they have children with them, the children can access the nursery and be looked after whilst mum's talking to a support worker, and she can have an adult conversation away from little ears who perhaps don't need to hear some of the stuff that she's saying. And our centre is designed around what we call our integrated service model, which means that a woman only needs to go to one place and tell her story once, and she can get all of the help that she needs under one roof. So that's everything from food, clothing, housing, emotional support, advocacy with other agencies. For example, if the police are involved with a domestic abuse incident, she can get legal advice. As we've said, she can utilise the nursery if she needs to. And then once the crisis has passed, she can access our accredited training. Again, that's supported by free nursery care. And she can take out legal proceedings if that's something that she feels she needs and wants to do. So the idea is she only needs to come to one place, and that place will help her to move on more positively with her life.
So you've worked to remove as many of the barriers as possible to accessing so much support.
Absolutely, yes. Everything we can think of in terms of cost. So services free at the point of delivery, apart from our legal services. Childcare. So childcare doesn't need to be a barrier to accessing services. To the design of our building, which is level access and fully accessible for anybody with a disability. And things like we built in hearing loops to all of our training rooms. Again, thinking through as much as we possibly can to remove barriers. We also use interpreters where women's first language isn't English. Trying to make it as welcoming and as open as possible for any woman.
That's amazing. It's incredible to hear about it. And during the COVID pandemic, what kind of challenges obviously there's been an increase in people being sequestered at home. We know it's been on widely reported in the media that that's had an impact on domestic violence and the situation for many women. So what kind of challenges have you seen within the centre?
Well, we've seen everything that's arisen as a result of what you've just described, where once women, if they could get away, were able to drop in to the centre, we're now not able to do that, and they're not able to do that. So the way we've overcome the isolation challenges for COVID has been through stepping up our telephone support, our support through text. We introduced a web chat function to our website, and we have used, where women have got smartphones and things like that, we've used video link consultations and so on and so forth. We transferred our services from face-to-face to remote over a period of 2 or 3 days at the beginning of the first lockdown, and we've been operating in that way for the last year. And what we found is that for some women, that actually suits them better. It's more accessible for some women. And we found that those women have been able to come forward through remote means. But one of the significant challenges has been the increase in demand. And during April last year, we saw a 47% increase in referrals into our service. So the challenge has been meeting that demand and helping our staff to carry that extra burden for what's a seemingly unending period of time.
Yeah, that's such a significant increase, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Moving forward, do you think that there'll be changes in how you provide the service? Will you continue with some of the more remote access if that's worked well alongside the face-to-face access?
Yes, absolutely, very much so. And it has enabled us in some ways to manage that demand because we don't have things to consider like travel time and so on. So it's if we're looking at it through a positive lens, it's enabled us to increase the ways in which we can deliver support and services to women. And of course, yes, we'll keep those once lockdown lifts.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Have you got a proudest moment that you'd like to tell us about?
Absolutely. I mean, there have been so many over the last 20 years, so many individual achievements and victories for the women that we've worked with. But I was thinking about this question before we spoke, and actually, my proudest moment was the day we moved into our new women's centre. Over a period of 5 years, we designed it, we planned it, we fundraised for it, we managed the whole build process. And it was a wonderful achievement for everybody involved. And for me, I was so proud watching the removal guys and our staff moving in all the desks and the boxes and the equipment and the toys and everything, and just setting everything out. And we managed that moving process where we stopped service at 4 o'clock on the Friday afternoon in our old building. We moved everything and set everybody up on the Saturday, and we opened for business 9 o'clock Monday morning. So I wandered around the building as all that was happening, and I just felt chuffed to bits for the achievement of everybody who was involved in that. So that was my proudest moment.
That must have been incredible. It must have felt like it was unreal to have spent so long in the planning and then to finally move in and be there.
Absolutely, yes. And obviously it took about a year to build, and then there were lots of site visits in between, but because of work commitments, I wasn't able to do the site visits. So the first time I went into the building was when it was all finished. And it really had the wow factor, seeing all those plans and strategies and hard work come to fruition. It was wonderful.
It sounds incredible. Um, and the final question is, what changes would you like to see moving into the future?
Well, I think there are all sorts of changes that we really must see going into the future. And for me, the underpinning change is around continuing to tackle and reduce and ultimately eliminate sexism in our society. There has been progress, but it's not nearly enough. As I quoted at the beginning, we're still seeing women murdered by partners and ex-partners. We're still seeing a gap in gender, the gender pay gap. We're still seeing women held back by everyday sexism and institutional sexism in society. And that's why the Women's Centre is there, to tackle sexism in all its forms. So that's the change I would like to see.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for sharing such inspirational ideas and for working so hard to help the women of this city. Do you want to just say one more time how people can contact the
Sure.
centre if they need to?
Yes, so women can find us online at www bigpurplehouse.co.uk, or call us on 01482 790 310. And once lockdown lifts, you can come and see us and join us at the Big Purple House on Preston Road.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Pleasure.